I'm an idiot, and my take on this whole CEO healthcare situation is idiotic, at least according to someone that I deeply respect and care about. They made it known to me that my views are dangerous and that my take is moronic. And murder is not justified in this situation. I never once said that we should be murdering people to get our way. But never in my lifetime has class warfare been so prevalent than it was during this situation. And to say that murder did not affect change is BS, because it did. For the first time in a very, very long time, Americans from both the left and the right have decided to talk about these issues. And it's obvious that the media and the politicians and the upper class people have a problem with how we handled this and how we're talking about it and how we're mad at the healthcare industry. You can be mad at the healthcare industry, but you don't have to murder somebody. Got it. But when is the 2A relevant? When do we take action? At what point do we say enough is enough, and what are you supposed to do when that happens? Because we have been using our First Amendment rights to speak up on these issues. People who can affect change that we vote into office do nothing about it. We continue to perpetuate this system that leaves many people dead. And there are so many victims to the healthcare industry. It's the leading cause of debt in this country. It's the leading cause of bankruptcy in this country. Do I feel bad that someone was murdered? Yeah. I guess I do. I don't know the guy personally, so I don't have a ton of empathy in the sense that I don't know the guy and it's just another person. What about the 26,000 people that have been put to death by the stroke of a pen from people like Brian Thompson? Had Luigi murdered a homeless veteran, I guarantee you the manhunt would not have been as extensive. Nobody would have cared. The guy probably would have got away with it. But it wasn't a homeless veteran. It was a CEO. And in the eyes of these people defending their takes on why we are not justified in feeling like this might be a slight victory for us, the people who are calling us evil and moronic and idiotic, they don't care. And most Americans who are celebrating this as a victory are probably not happy that someone is murdered. What they're happy about is somebody did something. It may not have been the best something, but it was something. And if you can't understand that, then you are part of the problem. You are part of this class warfare that has been going on my entire life. The only time I've had health insurance was when I was in the military. And when I signed up for the military, I swore to protect people from enemies both foreign and domestic. These CEOs have killed more people with the stroke of a pen than anyone I know in the military who did it in the name of government. Legacy media and the political class have made it very clear that they're going to protect the billionaires and stand up for the billionaires who take advantage of American citizens every single day. I don't think all CEOs are bad. I want to be a CEO one day. I don't think money is inherently bad. I would like to have a lot of money. I'm not saying because you're a CEO or you have money, you're a bad person. But you are a bad person if you help contribute to an industry that is responsible for people's lives and you don't change that system. Cancer could be cured for a lot of people, but they got to wait on their claim. They got to wait on their approval from their insurance company. We don't get a choice when we go into the doctor's office to see a pricing list of what we're going to pay for. I worked for a company, a medical device company, where we would bring medical devices to the hospital and not tell the patients what they were going to get charged. The nurses would order it because that's what they were told to do. No fault on the nurses, maybe a little fault on the doctors, but then we would bring something like a bed to this patient who didn't know they were going to be charged $4,600 to sleep on that bed for one night. And then they're going to get the bill, and then the insurance companies are going to say, well, we're not paying for that bed because it wasn't necessary for their treatment. So that person falls into debt. Or a person is smart enough to say, whoa, do I need this bed? I don't know if I need this bed. So they deny the bed because they don't want the price, and they know that they're going to get charged for it. And then it turns out something like that bed might have saved their life or saved them from years of scarring and damage. People are too scared to make decisions on their health because they don't want to go into debt over it. People are scared to go to the hospital because they can't afford to. There are so many Americans that don't have health insurance, that are one action away, one sickness away from total destruction of their life. The people who think that we are glorifying murder and think that murder is okay are out of touch, and they're missing the point. The rage is not directed towards the CEO. The rage is directed towards a system that continues to perpetuate violence at the stroke of a pen. And I hate saying this because I lean very far right. I am a right-wing person, and I hate saying this, but it is a redistribution of wealth. It truly is. In this system, it is a way for the upper class people to take money from the poor and leave us to be slaves to the system. And I know that sounds like hyperbole, but it's not. Because most people need a good, stable job when they have a family to provide insurance. It's not because they're doing something that they truly like or the pay is great. I mean, that's a part of it. But the majority of people who take and sell out to these jobs that they don't want to do are doing it because it's the only way to get affordable health insurance, because their employer will help pay some. And then come to find out when they actually need to use it, it's not as easy as they thought. We want fair market value for the things we pay for. And how do we get that? How do we do that? I get it. It's not murder, apparently, because you guys don't want to hear, you don't want that, okay? You don't want the people to rise up and fight back against the system. Instead, you want us to do it a more humane and legal way. Which is what? What's the way to do that? Because you aren't listening to us. The politicians don't listen to us. They don't enact change. These companies don't enact change. You guys think that Brian Thompson was going to initiate some type of change to the system that was going to be revolutionary and cost the healthcare industry money in the name of fairness and prosperity to the people? I don't think so. I think that it would have continued, and it was just getting worse. Regardless of how you feel about the situation, you can't deny that it hasn't already sparked change. It hasn't already sparked a discussion that needed to be discussed. It brought light to an issue that's a very, very important issue. So important that the left and the right can come together on it. And they can fight back and say, no, this is an up versus down thing. This is class warfare. Sometimes you need sheriffs, and sometimes you need cowboys. This country was founded on outlaws and people who are willing to do unspeakable things for the right reasons.